We can start the recording again, please. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions to the officers on this one? So could we agree the recommendations I've put forward?
Agreed.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Moving on to 11.6, the draft local flood risk management plans. Any questions for officers on this one? Can we agree the recommendations?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Great, thank you. Moving on to 11.7, the Invest Aberdeen update. Any questions for officers? Can we agree the recommendations?
Agreed.
Moving on to 11.8, the hydrogen hub delivery model. Do we have questions on this one? Councillor Nicholl.
Thank you very much, convener. It was to ask officers, where have we got to in terms of our hydrogen hub delivery on a sort of cost benefit for hydrogen versus carbon fuels? Where are we with that? Because obviously the cost of hydrogen vehicles is currently much more expensive. So presumably people will look to make the saving in terms of the unit cost of hydrogen to run the vehicle. Where are we on that?
Do we have an officer to answer that query?
Convener, I think Miss Napier is indicated in the chat, but I don't know.
All right, okay.
Yep, thank you, convener. So hydrogen is currently more expensive than its current diesel equivalent, and the purpose of the hydrogen hub is to achieve diesel parity. By producing hydrogen at scale, we intend to reduce the price of hydrogen. I'm not sure if that's answering your question.
Okay. Maybe I haven't been terribly clear, I apologise. Where are we on that journey to reduce the sort of unit cost and make it competitive or better than fossil fuel alternatives? You know, we must be on a journey where if we scale up the capacity we can deliver, we maybe have a cheaper unit price. Where are we on that journey? Yeah.
For the fuel, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so the prior information notice returns that we have received so far have indicated that a number of the responders can achieve the target price of diesel parity within the next 18 months.
Okay, and do we know how they would achieve that? Because I thought you said a moment ago there was a reasonable difference between the two.
They would achieve that by scale. So at the moment we produce locally at very small scale. If you scale up to around 500 to 1,000 kilograms of hydrogen a day, you reduce the cost.
Mm-hmm. So are they looking to produce somewhere else and bring in the fuel, but like we do with diesel at present? Yeah.
That is one model that could be undertaken. The purpose of the Aberdeen Hydrogen Hub, however, is to look at producing locally using renewable energy. So you reduce any transportation costs and any carbon emissions. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? Councillor Yule?
Thanks, convener. Are we going to get the confidential verbal update before we make a decision on this?
Yes, I think what we will do is if there's no further questions on public, I think we'll do as we did in the last report. We'll just flip to private and then we can come back. So sorry, Miss BT, do you have a go? No, that's the hand down again. So any more questions in public? Sorry, Miss Napier, did you want to come in?
Thank you, convener. I just wanted to say that we have actually got a public verbal update, if that's preferable, so we don't need to move. We were suggesting that we could release a paper separately, a service update, a restricted service update to members after the committee meeting, if that was preferable.
Just to give an update where we are with the process.
Yes.
Okay. So in terms of that, Councillor Ewell, have you still got questions you want to ask today in private session?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know what the update is. Obviously, convener, none of us will know until we get the update by way of a service update. If that has no impact, I mean, I'm happy to accept officer's assurance that the contents of that would have no impact on our decision-making process. But it then does beg the question why we were told we would get a confidential update as part of the same item.
Okay, Councillor Nicholl.
Rather sharing Councillor Ewell's concerns here. If there's information that's relative to this and it should be in confidence, then I would rather hear it before we take a decision and we can decide on its relevance, rather than find we take a decision today based on public information and we are then given something subsequent. Why don't we just turn off and listen, and if we go into the more confidential aspects, then we don't have to worry. Just a suggestion.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go into, because it's easy to do on this way of working. Let's go into private.